This segment brought to you in association with Burger King.
It's sports time now, and we say a very good evening to Mark Seal, who's live over there in the Sports Center.
Very good evening. We're going to start with cricket, where the Windies captain Jason Holder and women's all-rounder Deandra Dottin were the big winners last night at the 7th Annual Cricket West Indies and WIPA Award ceremony held at the Sandals Grand Antigua Resort and Spa. The awards were presented to the top performers during the period April 2018 to March 2019, and Holder was named Test Player of the Year and West Indies Player of the Year, while Dottin took home 3 trophies, including Women's T20 Player of the Year, Women's ODI Player of the Year, and West Indies Women Player of the Year. In his address, President of Cricket West Indies, Ricky Skerritt, said his administration was committed to the development of the sport throughout the region.
It is a stated mission of Vice President Shallow and myself to work hard on behalf of all stakeholders to generate adequate resources and to create an environment that will be more conducive for achieving excellence. I'm confident that with God's help, with good decision-making, with relevance and persistence, and with goodwill from our stakeholders, we will soon all be performing at our best on a more consistent basis. In closing, I thank President Hines and WIPA for their continued partnership in tonight's event. And I commend all of the awardees for the hard work that would have brought them such deserved recognition tonight. Success comes from a mixture of various inputs and support systems. But in the final analysis, outstanding individual achievement is usually the result of individual hard work. I trust that hard work will become the mantra of all West Indian players and West Indies administrators going forward.
Well, some of the other winners on the night included wicketkeeper batsman Shea Hope, the ODI Player of the Year, Joshua Bishop, the Under-19 Player of the Year, Keemon Paul, T20 Player of the Year, and the Emerging Player of the Year was pacer O'Shane Thomas. All-rounder Rakeem Cornwall collected the West Indies Championship Player of the Year award, while Trinidad and Tobago was the Rising Stars Under-19 Team of the Year, and Guyana, the First Class Team of the Year. Staying with cricket, top Australian batsman Steve Smith will miss the 3rd Ashes Test against England after suffering a concussion at Lord's. Smith was forced to retire hurt on day 4 of the 2nd Test after being hit on the neck by a quick 93 miles per hour bouncer from Barbados-born Geoffrey Archer during Australia's first innings. The 30-year-old at the time was unbeaten on 80, going for a record 4th consecutive 100 in England. He was allowed to resume his first innings, during which he added 12 more runs before being dismissed. However, he did not bat in the 2nd innings, with Marnus Labuschagne taking his place as a concussion substitute. That's the first ever time that has ever happened in Test cricket. Now, Smith says that while he wants to play in the 3rd Test at Headingley, which starts on Thursday, he won't be going against the doctor's advice. Live coverage of that 3rd Ashes Test will be live on MCTV's channel 308. Barbados took gold and silver today in doubles competition when the Senior Caribbean Squash Championships moved into finals mode in Guyana. Megan Best and Amanda Haywood won the women's doubles title 11-5, 11-8 over the Guyanese pair of Taylor Fernandes and Ashley Khalil in that final, while Kamal Cumberbatch and Sean Simpson took silver in the men's doubles, losing 11-3, 8-11, 10-11 to Christian Jeffrey and Taylor Khalil of Guyana. Now, Beth will have another chance at gold this evening when she plays in the women's singles final against Nicolette Fernandes. Barbados took home a silver medal in the singles section of the Caribaco Junior Badminton Championships at the Wildy Gym. Barbados only had one singles finalist, and that was in the boys under-19 match with Dominic Scantlebury. He lost to Canada's Joseph Liu. Meanwhile, the girls' title went to Priyana Ramdani of Guyana. CBC's Anna-Marie Burke reports.
Having teamed up to claim the women's and mixed doubles titles, Ghana's Periana Ramdani in the yellow was intent on shining all her own in the women's singles final against Suriname's Imani Mangro. But Mangro was not going to make it that easy, and like in this play, had answers that converted to points when it mattered most. Both girls were really bringing it. After all, it was a final. Then Ramdani goes cross-court and it's a point to her. Actually, the match was characterized by a number of long rallies like this one. Ramdani, Mangro, Ramdani goes for the soft return, but it's picked up, and then came the power, executed effectively. Ramdani was able to claim the first game, and this was how it was done. Mangro on forced error into the net. Ramdani claims the game at 21-8. The second game went into the other direction as Mangro decided to claim the upper hand, pushing Ramdani every which way and causing the errors to gain points, and was able to level it out at a 21-18 win. But it was Ramdani who came through when it mattered most. Mangro sent it outside. Game and match point to Ramdani, and the rally will be a long one. Ramdani just baiting for the opportune time to strike. Mangro testing her at all junctures, not leaving anything to chance, but then it came. Ramdani beat Mangro to her right. That's it. A clean sweep of the titles to the Guyanese, the women's singles champion. The boys' final was an intense one between Canada's Joseph Liu and Barbados' Dominic Scantlebury. Just watch this rally and you'll understand, both using agility and skill to keep it going, but then Liu goes for it and comes up big. Liu actually took the first game 21-12, and closing out the second was about to force Scantlebury to make the errors. That's how the points racked up. Scantlebury was able to keep in the game at times. This was a nice power shot, but it was Liu who will be crowned as champion, and here's where he won it. Scantlebury comes up short, Liu winning 2-0, the second claim at 21-16. Anne-Marie Burke, CBC Sports.
Champion swimmer Nikki Nichols is back home from a successful outing at the just concluded Female World Masters Championships in Gwangju, South Korea. Nichols returned home this evening to a warm welcoming from family, friends and officials from the local swimming association after capturing 3 World Masters titles at the meet, all in world record times and all in his pet backstroke event in the 50-meter, 100-meter and the 200 meters. The 40-year-old came out of a 7-year retirement earlier this year to set a World Masters record in the 200 back at the Central American and Caribbean Swimming Championships at the Aquatic Center here in Barbados to qualify for those World Masters Championships.
I don't have the words to describe how I feel, especially it's unexpected that everyone turned up to greet me. I was desperate to do really well because my grandmother passed away last month. So she's always taken an interest in my swimming over the years. So I wanted to win a gold medal for her, and I know she's looking down on me smiling right now, looking down on her grandson. So very, very happy. Couldn't have expected anything more. I'm not on social media, but people have sent me like screenshots of the outpouring, and it was overwhelming. I didn't expect so many people to be so interested, and I thank them all. I didn't have the words to say how grateful I was to all the messages, but I appreciate it.
Barbadian track and field athletes should be lauded for their performances at the just concluded Pan American Games in Lima, Peru. That's according to the Public Relations Officer of the Athletics Association of Barbados, Esther Maynard. Barbados won a lone gold medal at the event thanks to a victory by Shane Brathwaite in the 110-meter hurdles. Maynard, however, contends that the athletes who reached finals in their various events but missed out on a podium finish have also done the country proud. She was a guest on Let's Talk About It on Q100.7 FM this morning.
You will not get everybody on the team doing their best within one particular meet. But when you look at the fact that you had a season's best by Shane, you had a national record. Obviously, if it's a national record, it's going to be that person's personal best as well. 4 fourth places, a 5th place, and a 6th place. That is very, very commendable. So you have to analyse who they were running against, the times that they came in with, the times that the people that were running against came in order to make a proper assessment. One, I would say, area that, and people may not know, but on the day that Mario Burke ran his 100, he actually twisted his ankle in trying to avoid a discus that was badly thrown in a warm-up area. So it affected him. In fact, he was on crutches for a couple of days after that. It didn't feel badly at the time, but it definitely didn't allow him, because, you know, he's the second Barbadian to go under 10 seconds. So I think when you looked at how they were ranked and how they performed, we have nothing to be embarrassed about.